Hello friends, this is Shivam Dubey from English Kingdom, Katra, Prayagraj. Welcome to this class. Actually, this is not the class as I told you. In fact, here we are to discuss some points related to GIC examination and especially what to do and what not to do. The 2 points that I think is required for us to discuss before we appear in the examination of GIC PGT. Well, the exam is going to be held next day, and hopefully you are well packed with your preparation, with your good revision and the confidence over your study and fact. I know this time we could not help you as we wanted to do. The reason was our college and quite busy schedule and couldn't conduct the test series for prelims exam for GIC PGT. Still we hope you have good preparation and you have given proper time to your learning. But before we go to our examination, something that's required to our mind is there, and we need to keep it as fresh as possible. Exams are all important for us. So any exam is there. We cannot say that which exam is properly more important for us. But definitely, whenever we go, we need some kind of preparation. First, the documents are actually required. So I think that you need to keep your documents with you. Let documents not create your problem. Well, properly, one document that you need for ID proof, especially your Aadhaar card. The second, your admit card that you require to have. In case a photograph is required, you should have a photograph, and definitely pen and pencil, all these things that are required for your exam. To enter the exam hall, you need these documents actually, I think. And all those who are going to appear, don't keep your schedule for next day to go to your exam center. It's better to have some time before you enter your exam center, and this is why I think that all you going to appear this exam should depart for your destination this evening, or if you have departed already, no problem at all. Means if you have already departed, there is no problem at all. And if you haven't, try to depart this evening, because you need some fresh time over there. You can rest and you can use some time for yourself. Your body should rest, your mind should rest. And I always say, don't read to study a lot. It's a time for your relaxation. Give time for your relaxation. You should be relaxed without bothered with a lot of things, what to do and what not to do. Because I think that this is the fact. If you haven't learnt it in your 6 months, 4 months, so you cannot do it in one day. Definitely revision is a matter, revision is a fact that I always say. But I think it's not a time even for revision, because one day and the next day you're going to appear in your examination. You cannot even revise all those things. So I think it's a time for you to be relaxed, not be perplexed, and go to your exam. So I think that document should be there with you. The next point that you need to keep is about your exam plan. What to do and what not to do, that I'm discussing. The first thing we discuss is about the departure and documents. You must have your all documents ready, not to be in a hurry. At least 2 black pens you should have, 1 pencil you should have, your sharpener you have, okay? You should have a eraser, and you should depart with definitely admit card there should be, and I told you photograph there should be, and 1 ID proof you should have. So these documents if you have ready, nothing else you need to be worried about. Yeah, definitely you need to check your destination. Suppose, because I could know that all candidates have been given the center in Lucknow, but you know the Lucknow is not such a small city, it's a large city, and you need to understand the places where your exam center is. So don't be resting all the time. You have to see your exam centers for your proper appearance in the exam, because I think you should be relaxed actually. And when you go to your exam hall, I think exam center, the one thing that you need to match properly is your roll number. And in case you find yourself in problem, you must contact the authority of the college very soon. Okay, not to be waiting for something to be turning in your favor. In fact, you have to try and definitely do it. Definitely, I think that something shouldn't happen with you. In fact, you should find it very easily, and you should go and appear very easily. This is what I actually expect, but you should have other things in your mind as well. The second thing I always say, not to be bothering yourself, means not to be pressurizing your mind with the new learning. Definitely one thing, the best you can do is to relax your mind, relax your body, and other things, if you want to avoid more contact with friends or contact with all competitors that are going to appear in the examination, especially at the exam centers, because they have their different strategies and cannot be good for you and can be good for you, but I think that you should avoid contacting them over their exam center. And the main thing is about your exam planning. Means you know that this exam is going to be for 2 hours, means 120 minutes now. Okay, the second thing is you are going to solve 120 questions in 120 minutes, 80 from your subject and 40 from GS. This is going to be ratio. Am I right? The second point is this exam with the negative marking. Negative marking. So what should be there in your mind? In fact, very easily I want to tell you that the thing should be very clear in your mind, not to try to attempt all 120 questions. Do not, I write it here, do not attempt all 120 questions. Don't attempt all questions. Why I said so? Let me explain it. Don't attempt, I say, because it's a negative, and the big trouble for you is this portion, GS. Okay, most of the students who are appearing there, especially being the learner of English, they find themselves in trouble, especially for learning the GS portion or concentrating on the GS portion. So I think, God bless you, Rakesh, I think you should especially emphasize the ratios of 80 questions. And so if you go to the 80 question, that's from your subject. It's your subject, it's your English. And maximum you should get a chance to score here from your course. So what I want to say, is that if you actually want to understand, this is prelim exam, okay? It's a pre, and after that you will appear in the mains in December. And this is only qualifying exam, okay? It's qualifying, got it? Means the number maximum you score here is not going to help you anyhow to maintain your result. It's just a qualifying for mains. So properly the result will be made based on the performance you do for the mains. So here you should have one thing in your mind, and that to qualify it. So to qualify you don't need 120 questions. Trust me, if you're going to score 70 to 80 correct questions, you will be qualified. Now, if 70 to 80 is going to be a mark that you need to qualify, why you should go for 120 questions? Definitely, if you know them all, try it, because in that condition you don't need to be bothered about other things, okay? But my planning is there. You cannot know all 120 questions, especially from the GS portion. And let me clarify one more thing. GS is not qualifying portion. I must clarify it. Some of the students asked me about the GS portion. So GS is not the compulsory qualifying portion, okay? Some of students asked me, is it compulsory to qualify in GS? Only then the subject will be attempted? I must tell you that GS is not a qualifying portion over here. Like many of you have the experience of GIC LT grade examination, and there same situation, 150 questions and 120 from subject and 30 from GS, but even there wasn't any qualifying standard. So the second thing that I want to let you know is to be free from this pressure to qualify GS portion. Overall, to qualify you need almost, my guess is there, 70 to 80 questions. If you have a correct one, you can qualify. So how can you do it? If you are going to attempt 120 questions and just minus this, if you have maximum right 80 and you will have 40 wrong, it means in that condition almost 13 questions will be minus from your right. See, 13 question minus, if you correct 80, 13 question minus, it means you will come to 67. But if you attempt 100 questions, maximum, I told you to go 100, maximum should be maximum 100. Otherwise, if you attempted 90, I think that's the best thing. Not to try more than 90, even if you have attempted and you think that you should try more. I think you try only maximum 100. Suppose if you have 80 question correct, got it? And you attempted 100. So your 20 questions are wrong. In that questions, 7 questions will be minus from your 80. So 73 will be correct. If you attempt 90 question and 80 questions are correct, so your correction will be 77. So where is your benefit? Try to understand. Where is your benefit? Is your benefit for in attempting 120 question, or is it benefit for you to attempt 100 question, or is it going to be beneficial for you to attempt 90 questions? I think you have a plan in your mind to qualify this exam, so not to try maximum question, instead try to a medium number of questions. Good evening, Ravi. God bless you, Shailen. Thank you. So what I want to tell you, that it's not something very wise if you attempt 120 question. I specially instruct you all not to attempt 120 questions at all. I have just written, don't attempt all questions. The word is here, don't attempt all these 120 questions. So attempt, what is my guess? You should maximum go 100 question while attempting, or you should go to 90 question. If you have attempted 90 question, then you will have to be very, very careful even if you attempting more one question. Means you will have to be very, very careful. So this is my planning for your exam. How to fill? Most of you face problem in OMR sheet. Definitely the point that most of you have possibly witnessed like some nightmare. OMR sheet. Well, all portions, definitely there is no section this time for boys and girls, because only girl can apply in girls and boy can apply for in boys. This had been already made clear in this examination. So the group you have to fill properly. Means boys should go for boys group, girls should go for girls group. The next is about your roll number that you need to fill very carefully, and see, the bubbles should be filled very carefully. Just I think I have already told you to use pencil while you filling bubbles. So when you are filling bubbles, how to match? Match it very correctly from your admit card. Each digit should be matched with the line. See the sequence. You know, you find the two type of, like this is the sequence and this is the sequence. So you have to count the bubbles like this. If the fourth is the option and here is the third option, so in the fourth row, third should be, fourth should be, 10th should be, whatever is there, you have to match it and then fill. First filling should be with a pencil, light pencil you should use, and then you move with your darker pen. I told you already. And all the time, whether you filling with pencil or you filling with black pen, you fill it very carefully. Roll number must be filled very carefully. And the next is going to be your booklet series. Booklet series, whether it's going to be A, B, C, D, whatever is there, you have to fill it very carefully. Booklet series, some of you make mistake, like booklet series D is there. Your roll number should be filled very carefully. Your group, boys or girls, whatever is there, you should fill that very carefully. And the next thing that you have to be very careful is going to be the booklet number. You find sometimes booklet number. So in that condition, booklet number should be also filled. Means 4 points are there: the group, roll number, booklet series and booklet number, that you must give whole attention to the OMR sheet. Because if you find yourself unable to fill or correctly them, your effort is going to be meaningless, because you know well the examiners will not let your copy be checked. So the thing that one should pay attention is to about OMR sheet entirely. Even when you solve your question and you go to answer them very well, let me clarify. At first, this is my own exam plan. I don't say you should follow it compulsorily, but I think that at first you should read whole your paper. All questions that you know the correct answer at a glance, mark them. Read them carefully. Find the option. Go to OMR, fill them. Not to keep your OMR sheet to be filled by the end, because lots of things happen by the end and sometimes in a hurry. I have many students of mine that tell why they could not do it better because they filled the form OMR in a hurry, 5 minutes and 15 questions, 20 questions. That creates problem. You cannot do it with better concentration. So what I want to say, that each question is important for you. And if you are attempting just 100 questions, if you are attempting just 90 questions, you cannot be free from such kind of pressure. Each question is going to be important for you. So give proper time, give relaxed time for yourself. So first reading, if in a first reading you find 40 questions are very clear, got my point. If you find in first reading that 40 questions are very clear, first fill them. See, these 40 questions as you're planning should be done in the first hour. If 50 questions are much better, okay. So in the first hour, you have to be very careful about your time planning as well, because you're going to be in exam. So you need to be keeping, all must go with your watch. Okay, simple watch you all must have there in exam, and see the time all very carefully. First reading, 50 questions correct, 40 questions correct, fill them. Your planning is to go to 600 questions, your planning is to go to 90 questions, and then the next hour, the next attempt, you have another 1 hour, and you give time to another 60, because those 60 questions that you're going to attempt in second time, you have already read them. At first when you are reading, you read them but you are not clear, so you left them. Only 50 questions were clear, you filled them. So the 50 questions are safe. Now the time is for you to go for next 40 questions, next 60 questions, next 50 questions. So the second reading is going to be about them. You should go for second, and in second hour, it's after 1 hour, second hour, you attempt those 60 questions or 50 questions that are left for you. You give time, don't perplex yourself a lot with any particular question. If your question is creating any problem, leave it aside and go to the next. Okay, because perplexing yourself, entangling yourself with one question can mar your joy for the successful attempt for the another question. So I think that it's not a wise deed that you are entangling yourself with the questions that are not very clear for you. So I think it's a better attempt for you that you can give to your examinations, and I'm sure that if you try this way, like the exam plan, how to appear in your exam, how many questions are going to, definitely you will be comfortable if you are going to attempt 120 questions, and if you are going to attempt 90 or 100 questions, you will have more time for 90 and 100 questions. If you see 120 question and minus marking, definitely that creates a kind of problem or pressure on mind. So you will not be so much comfortable. If you find that you have attempted only 100 questions or 90 questions, you will be in more comfortable situation. So I think you should go with that. Prema, we are continue with the class beta. Junior classes are running. Okay. So see here the point, and this is the exam planning. And what I want to say to you, before the exam hall you leave, and before you hand your OMR sheet to the invigilators, you must have a look over your OMR sheet. Once again, you see them, you find them properly filled, and only then hand it over. And all the time be very careful whether you making your signature, whether you are filling anything, your attention should be there on properly. So I think that if you pay proper attention, in Rajit Beta, we are discussing about the PGT examinations. So I think it's not right platform to be discussing other questions. I will in some other days. Okay. So I think this is how you appear yourself in examinations, and will do well. One point I always say that you have to be very composed in your exam, very concentrated in exam, and have faith in yourself, have faith in your teacher, have faith in your capacity, because you are going to be the best guide for yourself. And I have seen many of you trying exceptionally well, and this is why the expectation is there. whatever help is possible from English Kingdom, it will always be there with you. So any kind of help with notes, with class, with test series, or even if you're not going to be in that way connected with us, like any family members of the English who wants to learn or who is giving time to this beautiful subject, can be part of us and can get help from us. So this was actually my planning about examination, keeping that it's a negative marking, 2 hours, 120 minutes, 80 questions from subject, 20 questions from GS, what you have to do, and clarifying your doubt that GS is not compulsorily qualifying part for you. You can qualify aggregate way, that is about from subject and from GS. And as I told you that if you score even 70 out of 120, definitely if you score 70, definitely you are going to be selected, and even less than that can be, because in my experience I have never seen that the pre-exams are going to be more than 50%. So if it's going to be 50%, even 60 questions can be qualifying for you. But I have taken a safe chance that 70 should be your target. If you score 70 correct questions out of all these minusing, you are going to be there. So I expect you to see in mains examination of December. So with that expectation and with the hope that you will keep yourself cool, calm and composed during your examination. Don't take any kind of pressure. If your exam paper is going to be tough, let it be very clear in your mind that it is tough for everyone. Okay, so just concentrate on the questions and solve them with composed mind, and hopefully everything will turn in your favor. And with that expectation that you're going to perform superbly in your examination tomorrow in the examination centers. Thanks for these days, and we'll see you once again with the solutions of the papers if we have the paper, because it is in Lucknow, so maybe will take some time, but we will come with the explanation of the papers very soon, so you can watch that video as well, where we will discuss about the explanation of the PGT GIC paper. So that's all from me, and hopefully this video will help. Definitely I must tell you, don't be greedy in exam, because this is the matter that I especially came here. What should be your planning? This I did when it was LT grade GIC examination, and many of my students, they watched it but they didn't follow me. Unfortunately, I'm really sorry for them. They could not be selected, and the same thing that happened here in PGT and TGT examination. So please, if you can, please do try to understand that these instructions can be helpful for you, can write your success story, and I'm really going to be a happy person if the success story of yours is going to be written with English Kingdom. So that's a lot, that's all from me. Thanks a lot for watching. Keep watching, keep learning and keep working hard. Have patience, have confidence, and have your composed mind during examination. Hopefully everything is going to be right in your direction. So that's all. Thanks a lot. Thank you very much.